I'm Kenny from Pro Tool Reviews, and I've got DeWalt's newest FlexVolt grinder. Now they're claiming it's got 30% more power, and I want to know if it's worth it. So when you take a look at these two grinders, you just can't tell the difference between the two of them. They're the exact same size, they're the exact same weight even. There's no visible difference between the two unless you look at the model number sticker that's on the two of them. But what's different is on the inside. We've got a new motor. There may be some new electronics in there as well, but it's all about power. 30% more power. The original had 1,700 watts. It's a little over 2.2 horsepower. The new one, 2,300 watts, and that's a little over 3 horsepower. So we should feel a difference when we go to this. But because everything is the same, all the features are the same. So if you liked the original design, the new one has all the same features that you like. The guard adjustment here is tool-free. You still have your locking switch here. It's just spring-loaded, so pull it. And see if I can actually get it on camera there for you. And then you can shift that to whatever you like so that that guard is protecting you. The auxiliary handle still has a left and a right installation point. There's nothing on the top yet. So same housing there. The wheel lock is still right here on the right-hand side of the motor, just like it was before. We've got the same wire mesh here protecting the intake on our motor. But what we really enjoyed about this particular model and this carrying over is the handle design. It's not the fatter kind of paddle trigger style that we've seen on some of the other grinders. It's this more narrow, almost drill driver style. So it's really comfortable to hold. And then you've got this 2-stage trigger going on here. So one stage to release the safety and then another to pull the trigger. And it is a 2-finger trigger. Now there's no variable speed on it. This thing will spin up to 9,000 RPM. We still got the same perform and protect controls that we had before. So there's an E-clutch and an electronic brake. You can see that in action. Takes about 1.5 seconds to stop that wheel. So really nice feature for safety and for the safety of the material that you're working on so you don't set a spinning wheel down on top of that. So let's answer this whole question of is it worth it to upgrade on this model. And I've got some, this is some 5/16 inch angle iron, and we're just gonna really bear down on this with both tools. We're gonna see if we can stop either one of them. That original one, that 1,700 watt, that's the DCG414. That's a really strong grinder. The 418 though, that's the new model number. With that extra power, I don't know if we can bear down enough to stop it. So throw on some PPE here. Got gloves, glasses, and of course some hearing protection because these guys are loud. Now while I'm thinking about and installing these, if you don't know necessarily your equivalents at 3 horsepower on our new grinder, that's the equivalent of a 13 amp grinder, and it's still, DeWalt is still saying 6-inch grinder max. They're not upping it to 7 or anything like that, but 13 amp corded equivalent, that's impressive. All right, so we're going to start with the original, the DCG414. We've got a 9 amp hour battery on it. We've got a 9 amp hour on the new one as well. And let's make some sparks and see what happens. That's strong. Really strong. I don't know if you can hear it on the audio or not, but I could hear those RPMs starting to drop a little bit. And I took a chunk of metal off with that Type 27 wheel, probably almost 1/4 inch in that. So now let's see what happens with the new one, the DCG418. Now this one is, it felt to me like it was keeping its RPMs up a lot higher than the other one did. And even just looking at the shower of sparks as I was digging into this angle iron, it just felt more powerful. And in fact, that's what we saw in our earlier testing too, is that there's a noticeable difference in power between these two tools. So let's talk about price before we wrap this thing up. Now the 414, the original, it's selling right now as a bare tool for 199 bucks. The 418, same exact price. So that's a pretty sweet deal. No upcharge, more power. I like that. Both options come with either a 1 battery or 2 battery kit. The 418, the new one, it's a little bit more expensive as a 1 battery kit. You're going to get it with a 9 amp hour battery for $299. The 2 battery kit, 2 9 amp hour batteries, that's going to be $449. Now it's kind of interesting pricing, $100 from $199 to $299. You get a charger and a battery, and then $150 for the second battery. So you can make the call on that one. It is a little bit more than the kits on the 414, and that's just because that one comes with 6 amp hour batteries instead of 9 amp hours. So big difference there in the battery style on those. Got any other questions? Feel free to ask them in the comments below, and I'll do my best to answer them for you. I'm Kenny. Thanks for watching.
Hey, help us out by subscribing to the channel below and tap that bell to get notified when we post new tool reviews and shootouts. And as always, thanks for watching.